Yo, 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 yo! What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast. We back at it. Top prospects. Today we are doing edge defenders. How you doing today, Max?
Good. Welcome to MJC Scouting, guys. Max and Juan here, scouted, graphics made, ready to talk about some edges.
The motherfuckers who beat some ass, bro. They beat some ass, dog. Yo, come on, do it. It'll make you feel better, bro. It'll make you see. That's
Shit! Oops. Oops.
Sorry for the people with headphones on.
See, that's why I was like, man, it's kind of this. Look at the desk. It's all him, bro. I got like this little corner.
Oh man, hey man, I'm controlling some shit, bro. I'm playing producer. You know what I mean? Look, speaking of producing, shout out to Max. Shout out to me. Shout out to Max's cousin, Jason.
You remember his name? Let's go. Turn up.
Freedom boys. Shout out to Jason, bro. Dude, all these graphics that you see, man, for the most part, 50% is him, bro.
For
Probably
the most part,
more.
50%.
We thought of the ideas and we did the typing.
Big maths.
Yeah, come on, man.
Well,
big shout out to Jason.
Big shouts.
All right, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to tune in on April 25th. 4th. Fuck.
It's Ashley's birthday, my wife. Shout out to my wife. I'm ignoring her on her birthday. My goat.
April 24th. Make sure to catch us live for the draft. Okay, we're gonna be live streaming the whole thing. Maybe even live stream a mock draft the day before.
I remember we used to be live for the boys.
I know, man, all the time, bro. All right. You guys stopped supporting it though. You guys wanted you guys wanted the pre-recorded shit, man.
Did they?
That's what they wanted, man. That's what the numbers say. We go by the numbers, man.
I want to say bold move, Cotton, calling out the audience.
All right, today we're doing edge defenders, though. All right, as a whole, Max, what do you look for in edge defender? All right, what are some things that you like?
Freaks of nature, look like just a Greek god, Adonis, chiseled out of granite. Look for somebody who has speed, has power. These are honestly the biggest freaks on the team. Yeah. Like, I know your receivers are free, but it's like, how are you 6'5", like 275, and you can just swerve bend that corner?
Swerve that corner.
Whoa. Thank you. It wasn't pre-rehearsed. Thank God. I wrote that on my notes a lot. I just put Jello in the corner, you know. But no, you look for guys who are freaks, and you look. It's rare traits. It's a lot of projection a lot of times because you're like, oh my God, and then you're like, damn, that guy can't do anything besides be athletic. But you're like, maybe we can mold that guy. And that's where it gets tricky. And I think in this one particular, to me, there's two blue chip prospects at the position. And then there's a lot of good to borderline very good.
When the fuck did you get so, like, blue chip happy? Where's this Max? Where's he been my whole life? I don't remember you putting blue chip on labels on guys.
I didn't say they're elite. I don't know.
I don't know, man. So you got two blue chippers in here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't have any.
I don't. No,
the blue chipper has to be Trevor Lawrence. Can't be anyone who's just the best player in the position.
I don't. Sorry.
Right, go ahead.
Can't do it.
What are we doing first? How do we show?
Right.
We show the list, or what do we do?
Let's show the list, man. Let's show the list out there,
top
man.
5.
All right. Let's look at Max's list. All right. He has Abdul Carter, James Pierce, Nic Scourton, Donovan Ezeiruaku.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. And Mike Green from Marshall. Okay. That's his top 5. Mike Green. All right. Let's go to my prospect list. My top 5 is Abdul Carter, Nic Scourton, James Pierce, Mike Green, and Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. All right, Max. So there's no other way to start but
with
Abdul Carter. All right, 6'3", 250 pounds out of Penn State. Very productive guy, 12 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 68 tackles. He's a monster,
He looks the part. He's got the size. He's got the frame. Explosion off the edge, Juan. He sees something, he goes. He gets off the ball very quick. He's a high IQ football player. He's got good bend and good length. The hands are good. I think he's raw in a lot of aspects. He's destructive on stunts. When they play games up front, guys, he's everywhere. He's like, oh my God, it's like a missile shot out of a cannon. And he's got some rare versatility. He's got the Micah Parsons thing going on where he was off-ball linebacker.
He's double sticks.
Yeah, now he's being an edge rusher, playing some linebacker, dropping back, could be a quarterback spy. And I will say this. There are things that I don't like that I haven't seen anyone else talk about. And granted, I'm not always listening to every podcast in the world about him, but I was like, I want to just see if anyone has this. So I'm like, right? Because sometimes I checked and I was like, maybe I'm off my rocker. He's on the ground a lot. He gets just punked at times. And I think that comes from the bend not being perfect and like he's off balance. But there's times where it's like he went on the stunt and just crashed into an alignment and like KO'd himself. And I was like, I've never seen that from like a guy I consider a blue chip guy. Like you didn't see that with Myles Garrett. You didn't see that with Aiden Hutchinson. You didn't see that with Trayvon Walker.
That's just my expectation. That's a blue chipper to me.
Yeah. Shut up. Go to work. I will say this. I want to see more power in his game. And I will say this. The injuries concern me. And he's not that great of a run defender. And it's hard for me to feel like he's at the tier. Again, he's a blue chip for this draft. In other drafts, he's not a blue chip guy when it comes to rushing off the edge. That's my thing. And I do think he's a little bit overhyped.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
I like how you worded
He's not
that.
Myles Garrett. He's not Von Miller. He's not Aiden Hutchinson. He's not Trayvon Walker. He's not. I don't think he's Kayvon Thibodeau coming out.
He's a little
coming out. Coming out. I'm not saying the player they are today, but coming out.
He's a little too aggressive for me. Like as far as like his gap discipline.
One thing we'll say, first year as an edge, cut him a little slack. That is true. He's raw. He's raw.
Yeah, he's super raw. I wish he can set the edge a little bit better for how, athletic he is.
He's not strong.
He's pretty fluid in coverage.
Yeah.
He shows that off-ball linebacker ability.
Did you think his play strength could be better?
Yes. I think a lot of stuff about him it can be better,
Well, it's part of the projection, though.
Yeah, it's part of the projection. And one thing that I did love about him is the ability to ice games. He had some games where he put them on ice, like he got the strip sack fumble and ended it. Okay, I really like his effort. That doesn't show for a lot of edge guys usually, and a guy his stature. Sometimes they don't give 100% effort all the time. I call it the Max Crosby trait. And his pass rush moves are just not the best, but at least
there's at least a foundation to work off of.
He has one. He has one elite one that is very deadly, and it's his spin move. I think that's his go-to. The athleticism is amazing. The get off, like you said, the strength is lacking, and he's definitely not a Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa type prospect. But he is the best that I have seen in this draft, and this is after me seeing other two positions, which most likely Abdul Carter is going to be the top number one pick when it's all said and done. I think a lot of people are putting their money on that if it's not going to be Cam Ward. So non-quarterback, he's going to be number one.
Who's your player comp?
Our player comp was Diet Micah Parsons. And I want to emphasize the Diet Micah Parsons.
I went with Hassan Reddick. I think a guy who at Temple played a lot of different positions. Pass rusher, middle linebacker, off-ball linebacker. And to me, I don't think he's going to be Micah when he comes into the NFL. I don't think that. I have a hard time thinking he's going to just come out and just light the world on fire. Like, he can have a good rookie year, but Micah was how special one as a rookie.
Very special.
Yeah, he could be good.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to light the world on fire.
So, as you guys know, our grading system, we brought a new one in. For the edges, we have athleticism, size, frame, bendability, run defense, hand usage, twitch, disruption, which I like to call the Max Crosby trait, versatility.
I thought that was motor.
Power, production, health. We don't have motor on here.
I'm just busting your balls.
I was about to say. I was like, did I miss one? Okay, so for Abdul Carter for Max, he has an 86.5. He's a top 5 overall pick for him. Just to show you guys how our grading system works. It's not perfect, but it's something that
you don't have him as a 90. What?
Exactly.
F you, internet.
But yeah, I have him as an 83. Like I like to tell Max this as well. To me, the closest thing to 100 is prospects that I remember seeing and holding them to that standard. So like to me, a 95 or like a 94, you want to get a high grade, that's Myles Garrett. That's Nick Bosa. Those are the guys I think of. And
We've never used a system before.
No, but I'm saying if we had to grade them though.
I mean, I feel like coming out of college, it's going to be hard to get to 100.
Oh yeah. I don't think.
I think like high 80s is blue chip almost for college kids. Like the rare prospects are like 90s.
Yeah. Those are blue chippers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Right. On best fit, I put any for Abdul Carter.
Who does Eagles?
That'll be
tank.
That'll be ridiculous.
I know. It's
okay. Let's go to another guy on the list. Your number 2. I think it's fair to start with him first rather than my number 2. Let's go with James Pierce. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. I have him at 3. Max has him at 2. He's 6'5", 245 pounds, 32 3/4 arm length. So a little bit short in the arm length, honestly. You know, you like to see that 34 for freak arm length, but still not bad. It's not terrible. What did you see on film from Pierce, Max, to make him number 2?
Amazing first step. He explodes out of his stance. He's more bendy than Abdul Carter around the edge. He is. And you know what? I was expecting this guy to just be all speed, all Lamborghini. But the more I watched, I was like, he's pushing these damn tackles back. I was so impressed with the play strength right away. He's got good hands. He'll weave between blockers. The speed to power was really out of this world to me. Flexible hips. He'll drop in coverage, but that's not his forte. It's just kind of like a wrinkle. I will say this. He understands leverage. He plays with good leverage, but he'll get swallowed up by huge, like the mammoth tackles, right? Like the Mekhi Bectons obviously in college and stuff. Like J.C. Latham can swallow him up. He lacks the elite length. He missed tackles. He took bad pockets. He took bad pass to the pocket. Like F the integrity of this. I'm just gonna go. And his run defense wasn't as good as Abdul Carter's. But and there were times where he just took plays off. He's like, I don't care. This was a guy projected to be the number 1 edge rusher taken, and I think this guy suffers from what we talked about with the receivers. We're like, we just wanted to start picking holes, poke holes.
Yeah.
Let's remember, Jadeveon Clowney took a year off in college. He's like, I got this. I'm not saying he's Clowney. I'm just saying, it's a similar situation where you already know you're going to be a top pick.
Yeah.
Player comp Brian Bird / Leonard Floyd. This is a high first half of the draft pick, like 5 to like 10, 15.
Yeah. Had one of the best 40 times. He ran a 4.47
in a hoodie. Also shows he's like, I forgot my shirt. I'm like, oh god.
Look, some things that I seen, willingness to chase down plays, especially early in the season. You know, if it is one of those cases where it's like a Jadeveon Clowney thing where it's like, I got this locked up, and you see more of the film early in his career, and it's like, oh my God, like this guy's a bona fide top 2 pick, like generational type guy. You see it. You see the effort. You see the strength. You see the speed, the power, like you said. Great stuff on film in the first half. The second half, it scares me. And I try not to put character in place in this because we don't know these guys. We don't interview them. We don't know them as human beings. All we can do is look at the tape. And from the tape, I don't know if he was hurt. I don't know if it's a character issue. To me, it just wasn't the same player. He didn't have the same get off. He didn't have the same power. He didn't have the same willingness to chase down plays. And it bothered me. Georgia and Ohio State, it was just mad film to me. It didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. He has all the tools to be a pass rusher. He does a decent job against the run. Like you said, he can struggle at times. He has a bit more.
He's a hair light in the butt. Like if you get him around the right coach in the NFL, like a guy, like will MF him and like get him to like buy in.
Yeah.
And I will say this: there's things he does better right now than Abdul Carter. Like he's a better player in some aspects than him right now. But that's what's so tantalizing about Abdul Carter. Like first year as an edge, and he's so good already.
Yeah.
But
And some of the
Pierce.
Some of the things that bother me too, you know, I would say, other than corner, this is the position where size and athleticism matter the most. It's almost more than half of the position. And to me, I'm not saying that it's going to be like a huge glaring problem, but he's a little bit too narrow for me, his bottom half. He's a little narrow. He's not as thick as some of these other guys. And that's kind of what you want in the defensive end some of the time. That's why you had the Leonard Floyd comp to him. Leonard Floyd was that guy with a narrow base to him, very, very light in the lower half. I just wish he was a little bit thicker. Pause. There's some flashes with him, but it's just not consistent enough for me to put him in the Abdul Carter tier for me. This is where my tier kind of drops off. It's Abdul Carter number 1 by himself, and then my 2 and 3 are in the same tier.
See that I have Abdul Carter and him in 1 tier, and then I have Nick at 3.
All right. Anything else on James Pierce?
No.
My comp for James Pierce was his low, Arden Key. His high, Leonard Floyd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So kind of the same page as you. Let's go to my number 2 guy, to Nic Scourton. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but hopefully I am, because he fucking deserves it, bro. He's an absolute beast, in my opinion. Let me get to his film. I'm sorry, folks. All right. 6'3", 257 pounds, 33-inch arms.
56 might be 256 might be a little light. I don't know if that's true. He looks humongous.
He looks big.
Yeah.
He looks big, bro. The first things that I wrote in my notes was loving his hands. They're so fucking active, bro. I love alignment with some active hands. The run game and in the pass game. Very powerful. Seemed like to have really pack a punch with his
That's
hands.
why I say I'm like, he's got to be bigger than 256 because he's strong and didn't he look giant?
Yes, he looked like a giant, man. Especially when he didn't wear gloves and like gear at times. He looked fucking big, bro. I love the tape against Will Campbell.
I have that like spin move was working, Will Campbell.
But you know what? Credit to Will Campbell. I haven't got into the tackles, obviously, but they went back and forth, and that's what you want to see. You're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some. But I felt like he did get the better of him. Like if the matchup was anything, it was like 55 him, Will Campbell 45.
I have one thing he does well, that he'll push that, like even if he's getting blocked, he'll just like push that tackle into the quarterback. His power was really good to me. Never stops moving. I would say this one thing I didn't love about him, lacks the elite traits to be like really scary. I don't think his get off was amazing, and I don't think he's got much bend to him. But this is the no bend thing I had for somebody last year. It's Jared Verse. Again, giant edge rusher, humongous, lacks the bend, but it's like Jared Verse, when I saw him at the level, maybe he lost a couple pounds, and I was like, damn, looks a little bendier than I remember out of Florida State. This guy to me reeks of Jared Verse, and I think he's going to be really good in the NFL.
Well, we're on the same page, Max. That's my comp to him.
As soon as you saw him, you're like, that looks like Jared Verse.
And I kind of made a mistake last year. I didn't really have Jared Verse very high on my list last year.
Really?
And so, I mean, I had him high, but I felt like I docked him for some stupid things, you know? And I didn't really look at, you know, some of the things that that's going to work out in the NFL. And it did. Like Jared Verse, he's a monster, bro. He's really good for the Rams. And some of the things that Jared Verse was, he's a fucking certified ass whooper.
Yeah.
In college and in the NFL, and I feel like this guy has the same fucking trait.
I will say, I think people will have a problem with him saying how much better can he get in the NFL. Because he's already, compared to his teammate, who we're going to talk about a little later, the hand usage is so much at a higher level, got counter moves, good, he doesn't have a bad first step. It's just not like Pierce or Abdul. But he's so big. I think like compared to those two, he's got better power than both of them.
Yeah. And the 2023 tape for him was a lot better than 2024.
I thought his 2024 tape was good.
Yeah. But that's some of the things that I read. And depending on what game you watch, you can see it. But I love this guy, bro. He's my number 2. He's not on the same tier as Abdul Carter. I don't think it's super close. I have him as 81 grade, as I was showing earlier. I have him as a top 15 pick. Yeah. I would take him in the top 15.
I got 81.5. I think he's somewhere between 10 to 20, that range.
To me, what's going to drop him, Max, is, like you said, his length, not his length, his
stiffness.
His stiffness and like just the athletic ability that he doesn't pop like an Abdul Carter where it's just like.
Again, he played with someone who's a freak of nature, but he was popping off on the film a lot more.
A lot of people are going to turn on the film for Texas A&M and look to watch Stewart.
Yeah, Shemar
it's
Stewart.
So hard not to notice Nic Scourton.
Yeah, I was watching it, so like, damn, number 11 kicking ass.
Yeah, 11 is kicking mad ass. All right, so that's our top 3. Different order.
Yeah,
but
Pearson, Scourton.
Yeah. Two very good players, bro.
This is where we have a big 4 is where we have a huge
and to me,
disagreement.
for best fit for Nick, New England. Certified ass kicker, bro. He would fit
I think he'd be a great Baltimore guy too.
Yeah. But Baltimore, any defensive player you can call him to Baltimore.
That's true.
That's the easy one.
Big great Eagle.
Exactly. Same
Eagle.
thing with the Eagles on offense and defense.
No, I'm waiting for the Georgia guys to use the Eagles.
Okay. Who's your number 4 guy, Max?
You want to say anything? Donovan Ezeiruaku. I keep practicing it. Ezeiruaku.
Wow. Okay.
I was shocked you didn't have him. There's so much to like about this kid. First of all, he is a hair undersized, right?
Yes.
But I think that kind of goes to help him because one thing you have to say, he plays with great leverage. He's got great natural leverage. He's the bendiest player in the draft, constantly threatening that outside. It's so scary. It sets up everything else. I thought his play strength was pretty freaking good. Now, in the run game is where I'm like, damn, that's where you need to be stronger. But against the pass, I don't see him lose a lot. He doesn't just get bucked, just get like torn off. Of course, against a double team, this isn't the type of guy who can just go, I'll stand my ground against the guard and the tackle, no problem. But just a complete edge threat, fluid hips. Of like when they let him in on a trap, he's like, I'll just jump out the way and go get him. Physical. He has moves in the bag to me. He'll struggle with options and read options. That's where like he kind of needs to like kind of processing. Where he'll be like, "Where's the ball? Where's the ball?" And I'm guessing you freaking hated that.
Yes.
And I think and other than that, like the huge tackles will swallow him up too. Kind of with Pierce, like, because he doesn't have the greatest length. It's good for his height, but it's not like, damn, he got 35-inch arms. Keep him away from his body.
Yeah.
To me, this guy was Harold Landry. Boston College, keeping it in the family. Boston College.
To me, before we even say more, I just want to praise him as far as like production wise. Most QB hits in the nation. He has 20. He led that.
I was shocked you didn't like him more because he kicked ass on tape.
He won the Ted Hendricks Award. He was the nation's top DN, first team All-American, ACs. I was expecting a lot from him. When I turned on, I was like, all right, like this is a guy right here. He's super young. So before I shit on him a little bit, I'm just gonna say this: he's a very young guy. He can get better, but to me, he's a one-trick pony. I personally just like my pass rushers to be good against the run, and he's just not. He's not ready to be on the field right now. He's a project rusher. To me, he reminds me of Nick Bonito, a guy with highly active, highly twitchy, and bendability, but he cannot.
Did you think he was the bendiest player in the draft?
Close. Close. I think James Pearson, Princely can
swerve.
Yeah, they can swerve. But I see what you see in the passing game. Like third down pass rusher, book him. He's gonna be on the field.
You could compare him to Bryce Huff in that regard. It's like, man, he comes in, he's gonna wreck out. Again, though, I didn't think it was that. I think he's got the power, and I think he can like add to the frame a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he was an ass kicker. I really liked Donovan.
Yeah, it's just to me the film he gets put on his ass a little bit too much in the run game.
Yeah, I saw it. And I was just like, I'm gonna bet on him.
Yeah, but he needs to get stronger. And I have confidence he can get there. I have him at number 11, just outside the top 10. I want to say something about this Princely guy that we'll get into a lot later into the show. But Donovan, I see what you're seeing. And Nick Bonito is a pretty good pass rusher.
But it took him some time.
It took him a while.
Yeah.
It took him a while. And I feel like Donovan's going to be the same.
To me, it was Nick's in his own class. I think Nick's a lot better than this. Not a lot better, but he's better than this guy. This guy, to me, is late first round, written all over him. Early second.
Yeah, I have him as an early third round pick, and I think he's going to have very good value as an early third round.
If the Raiders picked him in like the top of the third, you're like,
If he gets picked in day 2, Max, late day 2, or even day 3,
whoever gets him, great pick.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm gonna be happy because I'm be like, okay, I think the NFL sees what I'm seeing. He's a project.
Got you.
Yeah. Okay. But I get it. The ceiling thing. That's something we definitely have to add next year. The potential grade.
Yeah.
The potential grade will be something.
We'll just make it all potential. Yeah. Screw
it. All right. So that's your number 4 guy.
Yeah.
Let's get into my number 4 guy.
Ooh. Mike Green's my number 5. Just want to point that out there. So yeah, we'll hit him right now.
All right. Mike Green out of Marshall. He's 6'3", 251 pounds. Small school guy. A little bit of things on him that I have written down. Sack leader in the nation. He has a lot of sacks. He has 17 sacks, Max. And most run stops in the nation. 49 run stops to lead PFF stat.
He shouldn't have been at Marshall. But again, this isn't the first.
Well, he transferred. I think he was
He got kicked off Virginia or something. I mean, this isn't the first good player to end up in Marshall after getting kicked off a good college team.
Yeah.
I will say this one. Twitchy, plays off the edge. He loved to jump inside. He was like, oh, you're so... Because they're so afraid of him getting that corner. He'll just go and jump inside. I thought he had a good counters to his speed rush. I think he's a lot of... this is where I don't get how you don't love Donovan, but you like him. He is more stout in the run game. I agree. But again, he lacks the elite strength to me. He's way too aggressive at times. I think he's got really bad length. Not bad length, but he's got short arms. And like I said, for the other two guys, he can get swallowed up by big tackles. To me, I will say this. He played with an edge, and he played with physicality. He reminded me of Nolan Smith. Because Nolan Smith's not the biggest guy, but remember in the Super Bowl how he just blew up? He was doing that shit at Georgia. Oh, pulling guard? Let me go blow him up. I don't know if he's that physical. But Mike Green, to me, again, late first rounder, early second round pick. He's a good football player. I had him close to Donovan. It's not like I think he sucks. But do you think he could benefit from adding a little weight to the frame?
Yeah, most definitely. That was one of the first things that I wrote, Max. He looks very small. The way he plays, though.
He don't play like it.
Yeah, the way that he plays in the run game, you forget about that size real quick. He likes to play standing up. I think that's going to be something weird to monitor depending on what team gets him.
No hand in the dirt.
Yeah, rarely hand in the dirt. It was kind of weird. Average bend. I think he had average twitch.
I think he's twitchier than you give him credit for.
Yeah, I just think it's average. I'm comparing it to other guys that I've seen. But I like what he does with the spin move. Like you said, he has a lot of counters. And that's what really I love. Like, one of the things that I look for in pass rushes as well is how good is your tool belt? What are you bringing to the table? Do you got the spin move? Do you got the
long arm,
the rip?
Yeah.
Speed to power. This guy seems like he just has a plan going to the quarterback. That's the best way to put it. And
you have to consider, though, kicking whoever they played was bums for the most. But I mean, against Ohio State, I was like, damn, I still see some stuff.
Yeah, you still see some stuff against Ohio State.
He's kicking the tackle's ass, but the running back's running the other way for like 80 yards. I'm like, gee, what is happening?
Yeah, and I love his Max Crosby trait. I love the motor. He's chasing down plays. He keeps pursuit. He could be a little eager to the ball carrier at times, and he opens up lanes, just being a little bit too aggressive, especially on quarterback options.
I feel like you got to be like that, though, playing at Marshall. Like, he had to probably just, like, he's their best player by far.
But he would hustle so fucking hard, Max. He would be out of gas.
Yeah.
He is gassed on the field. That's something that I've seen a lot in the film. I really like his pass rush moves, though, man. It's just really the size, and he's not the most athletic fucking freak in there, and the competition scares you. So I think if he played at a bigger school and he had this type of production, he is number one, and it's not even a fucking question. It's really just the competition that scares you. He's a low school guy, but we don't learn. It seems like we just don't learn sometimes.
No, but I mean, I think it's warranted. He's not like for James Pierce and Abdul and even Nick. You're like, you're going against the cream of the crop tackles. Mm-hmm. You're going against NFL tackles. That matters to me. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I like Mike Green a lot. I like him a lot.
Who'd you have him comp to?
I said Nolan Smith.
I like that. I had Byron Young from the Rams.
Okay. Byron Young's a little bit bigger of a man, but yeah, I'm with it.
My best fit, I would love him on Washington. I think Washington needs a guy like him.
I think Baltimore. I keep saying Baltimore. Like Baltimore needs like just freaks, and he's freaky.
Yeah, I like Mike Green a lot, man. So, I was expecting not to like him because he's highly touted in other guys. Like I think PFF had him like number 2 rusher.
Thank God we don't listen to PFF.
Exactly.
So round out your top 5. Give me your 5. Okay, you hit all my guys.
So my number 5 guy is Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. Okay. He is all power. Most of it is power. He's 6'4", 260 pounds. very short arms, 31 3/4.
He's got a really big motor, man. He just never stops.
Hey, man, he got that white boy motor, bro.
Yeah, I know he does.
And I love it.
I have to say, he had the greatest play of any film I ever watched. The strip sack of Quinn, the rumble, I was like, this is unbelievable, this play.
Yes.
Hey, I like him. I don't get how you have this guy over other guys because I think he's not going to get much better in the NFL because I think he's a finished product. He's got he never gets moved in the run game. He's like, I'll just stand here and I'll just F this up. Good play strength. He does everything like right, like the little stuff right. He has some speed to power. He's as an athlete, okay, first step. Jack of all trades, master at none. Whoever gets this guy in rounds 2 to 3 to me is getting a bargain. But he's already got really good hands. Like, where does he get better in the NFL? That's what I'm confused about with Jack Sawyer. And I think I have him at 10. Or let me check real quick where I have him. Just want to double check. Yeah, I have him 10. He's a good player. But to me, he's not a top 5 guy you spend a high pick on.
Yeah.
Is he in the same tier as Green to you?
Yes, I have a lot of these.
Man.
The 4 through 8, I have them all interchangeable because they all have their own problems in their own right.
Okay.
You know?
So we've hit year 5, and we can go back to Sawyer in a second. But you got anything else on Sawyer?
Yeah.
Keep going. I want to hear.
He lacks the twitchiness, the athleticism,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
But man, does he play hard one? How hard does he play?
He plays super fucking hard, man.
Just something about him.
One thing that I loved about him too, he's tied for the most balls batted.
Yeah.
He gets his hands on the ball.
That's what I'm talking about, the little stuff where he's like, man, I'm not going to get there.
And I don't want to give him too much high praise because I don't think he's anywhere near that. But at first, man, I do get some fucking JJ Watt vibes.
Oh my God.
He can play inside.
Stop the cap.
I know. I didn't go too crazy. Shut the freak up, Max. All right. I'm not calling him JJ Watt. I said he gave me vibes, JJ.
Boy, what's the third Watt? Who's the crappy Watt?
Derek Watt. But the playoff run was tremendous, man. He had some really big games in the playoffs, especially versus Penn State. You talked about the rumble to the end zone.
Those short arms are going to be tough.
Yeah, and to me, he doesn't seem like a 3-4 edge guy. He seems like a 3 tech in the 3-4. To me, he's occasionally going to go outside, even covered maybe sometimes on third down. He just has really good use of hands. He's strong at the point of attack. He reminds me a lot of George Karlaftis.
I disagree.
That's who he reminds me.
He reminded me a lot of Sam Hubbard.
Sam Hubbard was pretty damn good.
Who was the other white guy from there who was before Sam Hubbard? Who was the other one?
Man. In Ohio State?
Yeah, another white guy.
I'm forgetting his name.
Be like a poor man's Bosa. Joey, not Nick.
But yeah, I think he's George Karlaftis. And it's funny that you said Sam Hubbard because that was the other guy that popped in my head. Cincinnati is my best fit for him.
Yeah, you're great. Great.
Right down the street, man. Keep him in Ohio.
Yeah.
All right. So I have him as a late first round guy. Me personally, I would take him in the late first.
I take him rounds 2 to 3. You don't take elite. He has nothing elite about him, unfortunately. So you've hit year 5.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Show the list of 10 because I have a question for you.
Okay.
I want you to tier your list and just show me where, draw the lines for me in your list.
Okay.
For me, I'll start with mine. I have Abdul and James Pierce in a tier. That they're to me are the same type of caliber of player. They're like 1A, 1B, whatever, right? Nick's in his own tier. Then I got Donovan and Mike Green. I got 6 through 8 in a tier. Shemar Stewart's just bullshit. He's in his own little tier. Then Jack Sawyer. Shemar Stewart's bullshit.
Wow,
man.
you have Jack Sawyer at 10. You just really don't like those elite traits, huh?
I mean, it's just he'll be really good. I said early second. I think there's a lot of the edges. I think might be the best class. I've watched sparingly some of the other ones. We had to do a deep dive, but I think there's how many of these guys would you love to have? Be
all
real.
of them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Damn, there's not one guy.
Everyone from 1 to probably
12, right? 13?
I would say for me 14.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm man, I don't mind any of these guys.
Yeah. So my list. Sorry, let me get.
Draw the lines for me. Sorry, I know you got to do it too.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm shocked. Jack Sawyer is above Jalen Walker. You wouldn't just take him.
I really like Jalon Walker. I was struggling with that. I really wanted to put him in the top 5. We'll get into him after I draw my tier list. So,
Thanks for spelling his name asshole wrong, because now I spelled it wrong, but I had it right on mine. God damn it.
But my tier list will go Abdul Carter, line.
Okay.
Nic Scourton, James Pierce, line.
Okay.
Mike Green, Jack Sawyer, Jalon Walker, JT at Ohio State. I'm not even going to try to say that name. Mykel Williams. He spells his name fucking weird, but I can say it. That's a whole tier right there.
Okay.
4 through 8. That's a separate tier. 9 through 10. That's where this whole big old tier. 9 through 16 to me is just all guys where like I'm gonna love to have, but I really like those two guys, 9 and 10. Because Josiah and Princely.
Because right now Jack Sawyer to me is better than Shemar Stewart, but Shemar Stewart's just got like those tantal. We're gonna get into it in a minute. So before I go too early, all right, I'm gonna go to my 6. Do we have the same 6? Oh, we got different Georgia guys. Oh, I'm gonna go Let's just talk about the Georgia guys as a collab.
Okay, let's start with Mykel Williams. So Mykel Williams, you have him at 6. I have him at 8. Tell me why you have him at 6, Max.
I think one thing we have to talk about before that is just Georgia in general. It's really hard to evaluate Georgia defensive linemen. They're not asked to say, hey, bro, I just need you to go. Just go get them. And what they do is it's like two gapping. It's just like, hey, hold them up and let someone else make the play. And Mykel Williams, man, I never really saw him lose. I just saw him be a big, dumb, strong monster of a human. Not dumb, but like dumb strong.
Yeah.
Just, hey, he's got the long arms. He's got everything you look for. And unfortunately, people are going to overdraft this guy and be like, hey, in 2 years, he might be really special. But he can go inside, can go outside. He played hurt all year. It zapped him with some of his explosiveness. Georgia asked him to not do edge rusher stuff like I talked about, where it's like, hey, dude, we don't want you just to go. We just need you to just hold him up. Hold the line, brother. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you showed the film, he'd be like, why is he head up on a guard? What edge rusher has been like, hey, bro, we need you head up on the guard. Hey, what do we need? We need you edge up on the head up on the tackle right here. Hey, head up on the tight end. No one's asked to do this crap besides Georgia guys. I will say this. Doesn't have a great first step at all. Sometimes he just plays high and they're like, oh, we'll just get under you. And he's like, God dang it. Doesn't have a plan at all. Let me just be big Mykel Williams. I'm bigger. I'm stronger. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
That's it.
You hit it right on the nose, man, and that's why he's last in this tier.
How annoying was it to evaluate?
Yeah,
him and
Walker? You hit it right on the nose. That's Georgia guys as a whole, as a defense, they play as a team. Everything is.
It's like Bama before.
Yeah, and you have to evaluate a little bit different, like you said. To me, he gets washed out in plays though. Like you said, he lacks a plan going to the quarterback. Everything about him is just all long arms. I'm going to use my strength. I'm going to use my speed. I'm going to use my bigness. He's fucking raw, bro. I mean, raw with like 6 W's, bro.
Raw dog.
But at the end of the day, bro, he's kind of like a lineman in that sense, an offensive lineman, as far as he's a ball of clay. It's something to mold, it's something that you can't ignore. Me personally, I would not take that in the first round. That's just me personally. I think a lot of teams are not going to be able to take this guy in the first round. I think there's really only like 2, and you know who it is already. Philly is one of them who will make it work. But at the end of
I will say this, I disagree with you because teams will see that and they'll be like, oh yeah,
I can fix them.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone will be like, I can fix that. It's like you got Jack Sawyer here and it's like, he's really good, but man, something about Mykel Williams, man. He's just like, he just got the shit you can't coach.
Yeah.
You can't coach freak. And he's a freak.
Yeah.
Like, to me, again, I can make the case. Like, Jack Sawyer's better right now. Mm-hmm. But in 2 years, who's going to be better? Yeah. I have him late round 1, early round 2 guy. And it's just like, it's so talent. There's so much talent. There's like dripping with potential.
Yeah.
Teams love that.
And he's not going to go nowhere near where I have him. Me, personally, I would take him in the late second round. But
if you're a GM, if you really had a team and you were like, damn, we need a difference maker. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some teams, like,
it's not going to be this
year.
Let
me say like this. One, maybe he's a GM who's more like, I just want to sync players who are going to be good.
I want to hit doubles.
But I'm like, shit, man, I get a home run right here. But then it's like, damn, I also might get fired somewhere. I just missed.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, he is a Georgia guy. And you know that he's obviously coachable. I think all the Georgia guys,
like you have to. And they're smart.
Yeah, and they're smart guys.
He got his hands up to bat a lot of balls down.
Exactly. But it's just, to me, it's hard to watch an underdeveloped guy and talk about him going in the first round. I wouldn't touch him day one. I don't have a problem with him in day two. I have a hard time picking him in day one. And like I said, the only team that I feel like has the confidence, brother. It's Philly. It's Philly. Philly, you can afford it. You know, you can develop him. But at the end of the day, I'm going to put my fucking money on it. This guy is not going to be productive in his first year. And if he does, replay this clip, I'll eat crow for it. I don't see it.
Okay.
I just don't. Just something to point out with him, too. Longest arms in this class.
Damn. What are they at? Like 40?
34 and 3/8.
Dang.
So it's pretty big. My comp for him, what was yours? Did you say it?
I'm Malik Jackson. I know you didn't love it when I told you because I was like, I'm so happy because I was like, because he's so, what is he, 6'6", right? Or 6'5"?
No, he's 6'5", 260.
Yeah, he's big for an edge, like in terms of height. And I was like, Malik in the early part of his career would be edge and then kick inside on third down. I think that's going to be some of his thing. And that's what I like. He's got some versatility other guys don't have. Like James Pierce is going to be strictly an edge rusher.
Yeah. I get you. A guy that I comp to him, Boy Mafe. Boy Mafe is a pretty good player right now.
I just feel like he's not the biggest man.
He's not. But Boy Mafe had some like interesting film, kind of like Mykel Williams, and I just see Boy Mafe going up every year. He's getting better every single year. Right now, he's good. He's decent, but he needs a lot of work. Same thing with Mykel Williams. So I compared him to Boy Mafe. My best spot for him, Philadelphia. Obviously, Georgia guy.
Let's talk about Jalon Walker because you have him at 6, I have him at 8. I think it's just tie a bow on the Georgia guys, and then we'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start off on Jalon Walker.
Hold on, great fit for this guy. Be Philadelphia.
Yeah,
be really good.
I got another pick for him. But,
I was just making a joke, but go ahead.
Jalen Walker, 6'1", 243. Very interesting prospect in this draft. He's literally split time with edge and
some people might not even have him at edge.
Yeah, so if you're grading him as an off-ball guy, I mean, okay, but I just think he's a great football player, man. He just get him on the field, and he's gonna do fucking wonders for you. He plays like his hair's on fire. He's flying all over the field. I love to have him as a spy guy, and I wanna be very specific with this, like, and get into it. Patrick Mahomes, Max,
has been torturing you for his whole career.
Exactly. And I just feel like a lot of the times when you're playing this guy, every team has to have a designated spy guy, whether it's a safety, whether it's a lineman, whether it's a linebacker. You see Matt Milano do it for Buffalo. You see Divine Diablo do it for the Raiders. Derwin James does it for the Chargers.
Yeah.
This guy is going to do it. He's that guy. And I feel like that's very undervaluable in the NFL right now. And a lot of people don't realize it. Now, is he going to go in the first round? Fuck no.
Yeah. No, he is. He is going to go in the first round.
You think so?
He's an athletic freak, dude. And when you have the traits, you'll go in the first round. I have him as a late round 1, early round 2 guy. Look, this tape is real. Again,
it's amazing.
I
like it.
It's a tough eval, strictly as an edge rusher. But there's plays everywhere. It's not always like
that's what I mean. Amazing, like he's just making fucking plays left and right.
Yeah, it's not like you watch him all game get lined up at edge and just kick the tackles out. Right. It's like, oh, he's a blitzing middle linebacker. Oh, he just dropped in the coverage.
Yeah,
he's just doing a lot of stuff. He's small for an edge. He's good against the run. He's jack of all trades, master at none. Good leverage, great as a blitzer. Like you said, the spy will be his bread and butter. He's bendy. He can get swallowed up by big guards, big offensive linemen. Yes. To me, this guy reeked of Kyle Van Noy, a smaller Kyle Van Noy. Coming out of BYU, we were like, what is he going to do? He's like, he can just do everything.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And he's going to make some team really happy.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that just plays so fucking hard, man. And
I will say this, there will be a little bit like, where are we going to play him? But then you're like, oh, we'll just find a place because it's the NFL.
Yeah, to me, a guy like this, you can't overthink it. If you're going to play him as a full-time edge and rush the quarterback, yeah, he's not going to do good. He's not going to be that successful at all. You're going to play him at off-ball linebacker all the time? No, He's not going to be that impactful. Now, if you give him certain...
He could fall... Like, if you try to pigeonhole him like a Zach Bond was for a lot of his career, again, not trying to bring up the Eagles, but Zach Bond was a guy... Joey loves Zach Bond. He's like, he's going to be a crazy edge rusher. I was like, never really got it. Yeah. And now we're like, damn, maybe he's just like this blend of pass rush coverage, and this is what this guy could be.
Yeah.
Maybe Zach Bond's
and it took the Eagles to have pieces around him and really show what he can do. And
this guy'd be great for the Eagles.
A lot of these guys, like we always say.
No, just the Georgia one. I just want the Georgias.
When worst comes to worst, bro, you don't know Philly. Just send him to Philly.
Yeah.
My comp to him was a gifted Van Ginkel.
Yeah, I like that.
You know how we felt about Ginky, bro. Check out our MJC original on him. But I just feel like Van Ginkel is one of those guys where you play him everywhere. He plays edge. He plays off-ball linebacker. He's in coverage. He's a spy.
Yeah.
He's everything, and he just makes play after
Man,
play.
Brian Flores could have fun with this guy.
And I kind of regret not putting the Vikings, but this is more need than anything. And the fact that they always get beat by Patrick Mahomes, Buffalo draft this guy. I think he'll be great for Buffalo. So I love Jalon Walker. It's really just scheme dependent, team dependent on how successful he's going to be.
It's going to matter.
Why I have him at 6. I really wanted to put him in my top 5 so bad.
No, it's just raw. It's just really raw.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm at 8 and I'm still like first round guy. First round.
I have him as a late second round.
But I'm just saying that's my list. I'm like, first round. Don't take him. You could take him in the first round. I won't be mad at anybody. Okay. That's how I feel about the edge. And now let's go to 7 because we have them the same. Go ahead. I got the first name. You take the last name.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
JT. I'm gonna try it. JT. Tuimoloau. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Tuimoloau.
Yeah, there we go.
Tuimoloau. There we go.
Sorry. You're awesome. I really like you. Really, you're a good football player.
Yes. 6'4", 265 pounds. This motherfucker is all power, all strength, strong, like a fucking ox, bro. Natural finisher. He hits the quarterback and they go down. He collapses right on them. Max, what are some of the things that you've seen?
Oh, it's like you said, power, high IQ, high motor, knows how to just professional pass rusher, hand placement. I think we have the same player comp because we talked about it. Tuli Tuipulotu. Yes. On the Chargers at USC. This guy's going to be great. Day one. He's going to be really good. He's not the bendiest. He can play high. He doesn't threaten the edge with speed. But he just like sets the edge, never gets moved, kicks tackles asses. Because he's got a good enough speed. But it's not like, damn, we got to worry about speed all game with him. It's like he'll surprise people. To me, I know he's a better player than Jalon Walker. To me, he's a round 2 guy. I know I have him. He could go in the round 1, but those are just like the elite traits you take in round 1. Mm-hmm. But again, late round 1, early round 2, I'm not mad. He's a good football player. He really is.
Yeah, someone's gonna get a really good football player when they.
I think he'll fall because, like I said, him and Sawyer don't have like the measurables, and people be like, "Damn, these guys are really good." Yeah. We'll just take him.
So, a couple of things about him. He was second in sacks in the nation. 6.5 sacks in the college football playoffs. He went on a tear. Him and Jack Sawyer.
I keep thinking, I'm like, damn, 2 games. I'm like, it's actually like 4 games now.
Yeah. So he was very productive, showed up big in big games. One things that I want to say that can maybe drop his draft stock that I see. Sometimes he can be too eager to shoot a gap. His gap discipline is very lacking in that department. He leaves run lanes wide open sometimes. He lacks everything finesse. Most of his game is power, like we said. He needs to add finesse to his game. He needs to add some counters to his game. And he is limited as far as like in space. Anything in space, you get this guy on an island, which NFL teams are going to try to do their best to do that. And when they succeed, he's going to get punished because he's just not good in that. Like Mykel Williams in space, nothing. He's going to use his length. He's going to fucking get the guy. This guy, he's in mud. He's going to struggle a lot. So in that aspect, it's tough. Another guy that I seen to him comped, which I thought was pretty decent, Trey Hendrickson. I just think Trey Hendrickson is a lot more talented.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Trey Hendrickson's on a different level.
Yeah. But love ourselves some JT, man, out of Ohio State. Someone's going to get a really good player wherever he gets drafted. For me, I have him as a mid-second round pick. I would not touch him in the first round because, like you said, I don't think the traits are there, and I do think Jack Sawyer is a better prospect as far as those two go. I just feel more comfortable with Jack Sawyer. I do.
I think he's got elite power, and Jack Sawyer is just like mid across the board. And I think at least he's got one elite trait
with the power.
That's why I have him higher than Jack Sawyer.
Gotcha.
We pretty much hit everyone on my top 10 list. I have Shemar Stewart, and then you have a couple guys who aren't on mine. Let me dive into him if you're cool with that.
For Shemar Stewart, let's do it.
Golly, man, researching, you look at big boards, you're like, damn, man, like who's high? And everyone's like Shemar Stewart, top 15 pick. Shemar Stewart, top 10 pick, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean, he's a monster, 6'5", 267, 34-inch arm length. He's a freak.
He's a specimen. So he tested great. He ran like a 4.7 40, something like 4.6 40, whatever. Let me just tell you guys, the plays that are good are like lights out good. Like you're like, wow, oh my God, who the hell? This guy, that's it. I started with him, and I was like, damn, Nic Scourton, who is 11? Like we talked earlier, I'm like, who's 11? He has good power. He'll push tackles back. Like Juan loves to say, he's always hustling. He's always like, how do I go get that guy? When he sees the stuff, boom, he like shoots out of a cannon. Showed off a good straight arm move. Can overwhelm guards with quickness. But you know what he never does? He never wins outside. He never wins with bend. Not ever. He doesn't threaten bend ever. And you know what else he loves to do? He loves to just run in there, touch the guy up, and just get held up. That's all he does. I'm like, wow. No, there's no hand usage in this guy. It's raw. He's stiff. He doesn't know how to utilize his length. He's got 34-inch arms, but what does he do with them? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
And his production wise, like it's just not there as great as
I didn't
he
even
is.
mention it. I didn't even matter in my evaluation. Look, somebody will take this guy high because he's traits as hell. And people are going to say, you like the Odafe away, 1.5 sacks. I'm like, yeah, but there was like a plan. This guy just runs into people.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Juan, does he ever win on the edge? Like,
no.
Does he ever?
He's a bit of a tweener. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
He's a tweener at the end of the day. I like his get off.
For as athletic as he is,
on the run.
Okay, but I'm saying when it's past situations, as athletic as he is, are you like, damn, that's a great first step? You're like, it's kind of slow. Mm. I think that's where like he struggles.
Yeah, they play him a lot at one tech. That's part of the reason why he doesn't have that many sacks. I like the way he can demand double teams at times.
I will say one more thing. There were plenty of sacks he could have had where like the quarterback broke, and I was like, again, we don't care about I don't care about the numbers that much.
Yeah.
But how many reps? Did you just watch him run in there and just get blocked?
A lot.
Top 15 players don't get blocked like this. This is a round 2 guy.
Yeah, he's a big project to me. He can move for his size, and that's where the elite stops. That's it. That's really it. That's where any talk of like him being elite at anything, because the lack is lacking, bro. The film is lacking at times, and he's gonna need to work on a lot of things.
Yeah, there's not really a good comp for like body type. There's good comps like maybe Cameron Jordan, AJ Epineza, Eric Armstead, but tape wise, he doesn't play like anybody because there's so many down points of the tape.
Yeah, and to me, he's really 2 NFL comps as far as this is career wise. This is not him right now. What he can turn into. The low Tyquan Lewis from Indianapolis, he's a solid like 3-tech guy that, rushes in the inside and comes off a third down, but he's a solid NFL player, been starting for years. The absolute high that if he goes in the first round, we're going to be losing our minds, first of all. But second of all, they're going to think that this guy can be a Rashawn Gary type guy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the ceiling for him. Do I think he's going to get there? No, I don't think he's going to get there. He needs a lot of work, bro. It's tough for him to be that like crazy fucking body and only have 1.5 sacks.
I mean, I don't even care about the sacks.
That's just crazy.
I care about the plays where he just runs into a tackle and the tackle's like, I got you, bro. You ain't doing nothing to this play.
Yeah.
Like there's no hand usage. It's just like, I'm just going to keep my legs running.
So you have Shemar at 10?
8. Or sorry. 9.
9. I have him at 12.
You got Jack Sawyer at 10.
Oh, man.
Jack Sawyer is better than this guy right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But the traits to me, like you take this guy and you run.
Yeah. Okay, so you said you rounded out your top 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get into my 9 and 10. And I'm kind of curious to see where you have them as well. Let's start off with my number 8 guy, Josiah Stewart. And I don't even know if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah.
6'1", 249, 31-inch arms, almost 32. He has 7/8 there. But he's a gem. I like him. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. I fell in love with this dude. Kind of like this. I think he's a better version of the Boston College guy, Donovan Ease. I'm just gonna call him Ease. Some of the stuff that I seen on Stewart, very twitchy. I think he has a very great get off. He's an athletic freak as far as like his position goes. If he's gonna play edge, very active, very involved in almost every play. Every play, he's just around the fucking ball, like all the time. He's a little bit of a crash dummy. He's wild. He's willing to put his body on the line. He's willing to just do anything it takes to stop the play.
My big things with him are he doesn't have the length. I think he's stiff and he lacks size to be really productive at the next level. There's plenty of times where he gets under people, like the clip you just showed. He just gets under them and pushes them back. But I don't know if that's conducive to the NFL. And he's got good hands. Like he really knows how to rush the passer. So it's a classic case of how good could he be? Like how good will he be? To me, he's around round 3 to 6. Anywhere in there you take him, he'll be valuable in those ranges. He's good. He's a good football player. But to me, it wasn't really a question. There's other guys I like more than him.
Yeah. He's very short arms, like you said.
Really like this edge class, though. Again, I think him being this low speaks volumes of the class as a whole.
Yeah. It's just, I think a lot of people don't give him as much credit for his speed to power, as much as I would like. He's gonna go very late, Max. I don't even think he's gonna be in the 3rd round. I graded him as a 76.5 early 3rd round guy. That's where I would take him. If I had to guess where the NFL takes him, I would say he's like a 5th, 4th rounder.
He's like the Austin Booker, where it's like, how is this guy falling this late?
Yeah,
like I have him at 12, so he's just outside. I like him more than Princely, to be honest, because I think he's got more variety in this game than Princely.
And I think he's going to flat out be a playmaker. He's going to make plays on the football field, I think that's where he's going to make his money. And I just tend to like guys like that, man. I tend to like guys who just flat out make plays on the football field. I don't care about your traits. I don't care about your size. What are you doing on the football field? Because at the end of the day, you can write down that you're 6'5", 260, but what the fuck are you doing out there? Are you making plays? And he just flat out makes plays.
He was really productive as a player.
What I had as a comp for him was Yannick Ngakoue with Max Crosby effort.
Okay.
This is the one guy I held to Max Crosby's effort because he's just fucking crazy, bro.
He reminded me of David Ojabo. Like, really, like, I think just, like, the athleticism of Ojabo when he was, I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
From Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan. I think I drew the parallel with the Michigan guys.
Yeah.
He's not as, like as long as Ojabo, but, like, like, all the Michigan guys play with, like, that, like, tough nose, like, hardball shit.
Yeah. And just to say this, as a freshman, he had 15 sacks as a freshman at Coastal Carolina.
Okay, I'm about to say he got 15 sacks.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, though. You know, I think it's pretty impressive. It's something to mention. But I really like Stewart.
That's the story you like
for the Raiders to draft him. I want he's
first round pick him.
Not the first round. I want the Raiders to draft him though. I think
he's your 9.
Yes, he's my 9, and I would love to see what I'm blanking on his name. Oh my goodness. No, not Spytech.
Patrick Graham?
Patrick Graham, thank you, Max. Patrick Graham can do with a guy like Stewart. I think he can put him in some interesting spots. All right, let's go into my 10 guy, Princely. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name. You guys can be the guess. I mean, oh my goodness, it's a hard last name. He's out of Ole Miss, 6'4", 244 pounds, 34-inch arms.
Did he look bigger to you than 244 pounds?
Yes.
I think he looked bigger too.
He has a narrow frame. Lower half.
Yeah.
What'd you see on film, Max?
I saw one thing, and this is a one-trick pony. Swerve, bend that corner, good first step. Literally, I was reading one-trick pony, swerve, bend that corner.
Loves to dip and rip, baby.
Really can bend, closes the gap, rip and dip.
Yes, sir.
That's what he does. He's not physical against the run. He plays too high at times. And sometimes he just overwhelms the tackle so much. It's like a comical. It's like that guy had no chance to block him. Mm-hmm. I will say this. The one thing that's going to happen in the NFL a lot, I think, and this is why I have him low, he's going to just get pushed wide. It's like give him a little shove and he'll fly around the quarterback because he rushes wide.
Every time.
Yeah.
But
he never tries to go inside too. Like that play right there. I don't know if it'll line up, but it's like there's no chance. Like that's not going to happen in the NFL very often. Like you just get him so early. Does have a good counter move with the spin, but the power is sorely lacking for this guy.
Yeah. He needs to add that speed to power to his game. But I think he has some pretty good counters to him. Like you mentioned the spin move. I think it's pretty good. He has issues in the run. He's just not active in that department. I wanted to put him higher, Max, but I gotta stay true. I gotta stay true to what I go off of. If you can't play in the run game, I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna put you high. I like players that play both ways. You got to be able to play both ways. The NFL is full of these guys. I feel like.
Who's your player comp?
My player comp to him was your boy Jalen Hunt.
Jalix Hunt?
Jalix Hunt,
oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I got Vic Beasley. Like, less souped up.
But I really like this guy, man. He's going to have to improve if he wants to be on the field on third down, obviously, with the whole run game stuff. I'm confident he will get there, though. And that's why I put him in my top 10. My projection for him is early third round, as far as where I would take him. As far as where I think he would go, where do you think he will go?
Round 3. Round 3. Any round 3. I think he'll be. Again, it just matters. Like the value matters when you get drafted. If he falls like the 5th, I'm like in love. Round 3, I'm like, yeah, he'll be solid.
Yeah,
he'll stick around on the rosters.
Exactly.
So that's your 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we get. How many guys do you want to honorable mention? Talk about.
I'm honestly cool with just 2.
Okay. So
one each.
One each?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Okay, so obviously I know who you want to talk about. Let's get into him. Braden Jackson?
Landon Jackson. I don't know what you hated about. I guess the run defense was so bad you were just like, I don't care. I'm not going to even like this guy at all. Just grab my grade.
Yeah, 6'6", 254 pounds, 33-inch arms out of Arkansas. What'd you see out of Jackson?
What I saw was somebody who can win on the edge a lot. The first game I popped in, I was kind of underwhelmed. I was like that. And I saw the Bama game, and I was like, damn, he's a pain in the ass. He's fast. He's tall. He's athletic. I thought the hands were good, especially when rushing. He loves to move outside the tackles, like play on the edge, like just like hand fighting, bat him down, run, dip and run. He can be physical against the run, but it's like very rare to see. And that's what was like, damn, dude, like, where is that? Bad injury concerns, had neck and ACL. He lacks elite power, and he's so tall, he'll like the pad level just raises up. But I think this guy could be a steal of the draft because I've seen plays where he goes inside and he's so quick for guards. He's not gonna be Max Crosby in the NFL, but the movement and like the length and being the condor and like maybe it was like the gear too. Like the hand fighting reminded me of Max Crosby. That's it. That was just like shades of Max Crosby.
I had 9 for disruption for my Max Crosby pick. So I get what you're saying.
Like he's disruptive, but it's just like he's not super bendy because he's so tall. But he's a good football player. I think he'll be a steal of the draft.
I think he just gets caught up in leaning way too much in tackles, trying to engage, like get into a hand movement. And as violent as his hands are, as active as they are.
They're not super violent, though.
He just needs to recognize that his room for error is very small.
Yeah.
Because of what he is athletically.
He needs to kind of get a little stronger, especially up top.
Oh, a lot stronger. And you know what?
He's twitchy though.
A crazy thing about him, he added 40 pounds in college.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's absolutely insane. Like you said, his motor is fantastic. He lacks the ability to bend for me.
Yeah, he does.
He's good in short area quickness with burst.
Yeah. That's why I said, against guards, they're not ready for that shit.
He needs to develop as a pass rusher. He reminds me, as much as you think I don't like him, I actually gave him some high praise into a guy where I can see him working. Kind of like Nick Herbig from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a high active guy, very short in stature, not the heaviest guy. I think he's one of the lightest pass rushers in the league. But his ceiling for now, he's a great special teams player and he's third down exclusive. So right off the bat, when you draft this guy, he's going to bring some value to your team as far as production.
Again, I have him as a round 2 player, but he's 11. I still have him round 2.
Yeah.
I love all the pass rushers.
Yeah. So Landon Jackson, day 3 guy for me. For Max, he's a
round 2 to 3 player.
Yeah.
At the 11th edge rusher.
Gotcha. Okay.
Who's
so
yours?
I'm going to go into my guy that add some.
Sell me on him.
Kyle Kennard.
Okay.
Out of
South Carolina.
South Carolina, correct. Let me just see. Did I add some film on him?
I thought you were going to pick Jaden Ivey.
I don't think I added him in there. It's okay. Okay.
Just give me the breakdown of Kyle, though.
Great get off, great intensity. Love his motor. Has a great first step to utilize his speed to power. Has some bend to him. He's just an absolute fucking zero in the run game. Zero.
Keon White was who I had, just dummy athletic guy, but no run.
Yeah, but Keon White is heavy, dude.
Yeah, no. Now, but Keon White in college.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking Josh Uche. I'm sorry, Josh Uche is who I kind of thought.
He needs to improve his anchor. He needs to improve setting the edge.
Yeah. Gets pushed around.
Will Campbell, dude, got the fucking best of him. He worked his ass. Highly productive, though. He just has to get in the right situation. Right now, he's an exclusive third down player. He needs to improve into getting on the field on first and second down. He's an early third round guy for me. He reminds me of a guy in Odafe Owe. That's who he reminds me of. My perfect fit for him, which I think San Francisco loves guys like this.
Yeah, they do.
They love guys like Kyle Kennard. So I can easily see Kyle Kennard going to the San Francisco 49ers. Another thing to say on Kyle Kennard, one of the worst 40s, 4.73. I don't know if that means much, but
I thought he played a little faster than that, to be honest.
But just straight pass rush guy. He sucks in run support. Other guys,
just give a shout out to guys.
Shout out.
I like Braden Swinson.
He was 13. Out of LSU. Reminds me of Darryl Taylor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Another guy to watch out for. A lot of guys love him. Me and Max kind of didn't really feel the same. David Walker out of Central Arkansas. 6'1", 263 pounds. He reminds me a lot of Mo Kamara, a guy coming out last year that people fell in love with.
Yeah, from Colorado State.
But people got to understand, which after the first year, he didn't do fucking shit. And it's because he's a huge project.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about David Walker. So just watch out with him. He's probably going to be like a 4th, 5th round guy that can get some really good value, and a guy that kind of like a stash player.
Yeah, draft and stash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we should definitely recap the list, and I think I'm good. I've hit everything.
Okay, let me go to your top 10.
Obviously, Abdul Carter. We both had it 1, right?
Yes.
Blue chipper. Yeah. Okay. Got Abdul Carter 1, James Pierce at 2, 3 Nic Scourton, 3 Don Easy, 5 Mike Green, 6 Mykel Williams, 7 JT, 8 Jalon Walker, 9 Shemar Stewart, 10 Jack Sawyer. Man, we are avoiding names a lot on this one.
Oh yeah. Okay, my list: Abdul Carter, Nic Scourton, James Pierce, Mike Green, Jack Sawyer, Jalon Walker, JT, Mykel Williams, Josiah Stewart, and Princely Uman Melian.
Yeah, I was trying to get you an out. Just say Princely. Ole Miss Princely. Yeah, that sounds good.
Exactly. All right, so that's gonna do it, guys. Me and Max really like this edge class. It's an interesting one.
I think I like it more than you.
Yeah, but it's a good class. I just wish it had a little bit higher at the top. I think a lot of these guys are raw, in my opinion. But a lot of the draft is part of potential, and A lot of these guys are balls of clay that can very much improve and be some really good players in the NFL, man. Like I said in the beginning of the pod, man, if you guys like content like this, draft stuff, podcasts, we even do little like MJC originals are kind of like mini documentaries, film breakdowns. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. We greatly appreciate it. Like the video if you guys made it this far into it. Comment down below whatever you guys think. Who's your guys' top rushers? What do you guys think of Abdul Carter? Tell us your guys' opinion. Love, hate it. Don't matter. It's all welcome. We'll go at it in the comment section.
Let us know, please. We really appreciate the feedback. MJC Sports. Make sure you give us a follow, like Juan said. We appreciate you guys. It's draft season. There's going to be a lot more of these to come.
Yeah.
Culminating April 24th.
Yeah.
Live streaming the draft. Maybe a live stream of a mock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. April 24th. Make sure to catch us for the NFL draft. We'll be live for the whole draft, doing live reactions to every single pick in the first round. So don't miss that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Till next time. Peace. I don't know why you did that, but
sorry.
You kind of messed up my rhythm there. We out. Peace.
Sorry about that. I'm tired.
Everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold, both clean. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy streams.